Welcome to the Good Work Club. I'm your host, Callie, and this is a space where we talk to women who genuinely love what they do. Not just the highlight reel, but the real story behind it. So if you're building something, dreaming about something, or just trying to figure it out as you go, you're in the right place. Let's get into today's episode. Today, I'm joined by Gabby, owner of The Collective Room, a Las Vegas creative agency. She's known for having an intentional approach, helping brands build and grow. And also, I have to mention her chic style and her beautiful curls, which she's not rocking today, but that's totally fine. In this episode, we're talking about her journey to Las Vegas, the businesses she's helped, and what it really looks like to be a creative director and girl boss in Las Vegas. I'm so excited for you to hear this one, so let's get into it. Okay, so when you were a little girl, what did you want to be when you grew up?
So actually, it's 180 from what I'm doing now. I wanted to be a veterinarian.
Ooh.
I know. It's...
I feel like that's so many little girls' dreams.
Yes.
Are you a huge animal lover? Is that where that
so,
came from?
yes. Actually, I was vegetarian for 11 years.
Oh.
So, yeah. Now, this year, I've been testing the waters with chicken and stuff like that.
Okay.
But, yeah, I wanted to be a veterinarian. It was so random because my mom she works at the hospital. My dad's the entrepreneur in the house.
Okay.
And then my sister is also, like, medical field.
Oh, got
So,
it.
everybody was like, dang, you really love animals. And I'm like, yeah, I want to be a veterinarian, help them out.
Oh.
And then I saw it was a lot of math.
Yeah.
And I was like, that doesn't make sense. So I was like, no.
You said math and I'm out. Usually I feel like it's the like putting the animal down where people are like, wait a minute, I don't know if I want to do this. It's actually really sad.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, yeah, my little sister, she wanted to be a veterinarian too. Same thing though. She's like, it's too much school.
Yeah,
So.
way too much. I'm like, math? For what? Like, I just want to help them, hold them. But
wait,
yeah.
what's your background, like ethnic?
So I am Peruvian and Dominican.
Oh, okay. That's
yeah.
what you
I get tons of questions about that. Everyone's
Yeah.
always like, oh, are you like Hawaiian? Are you
Yeah,
Filipino?
Filipino.
And I'm like, yes.
Ethnically ambiguous. We love it.
Yes.
We love it. Okay, I actually have an extra icebreaker for you because I saw you just started a series about the best coffee shops in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want you to just drop what's your go-to number one right now?
Right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, this is so hard. It's honestly been Pop Cafe.
I haven't heard of this.
Really?
No.
Pop Cafe. It's in it's Spring Mountain, I think.
Okay.
Like Chinatown.
Yeah.
Girl.
So good.
I love it because they have like in the middle, they have seating areas, the lights are on, everything's cool. Around the cafe, they have dimmer lights and it's like purple dim light. You can really lock in. And I was like, my ADHD needs that.
Yes.
I lock in, like my phone's on Do Not Disturb.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's so good. And then their coffee is amazing. Their banana coffee.
Ooh.
So good. And then their strawberry matcha.
Okay.
So I've been there like 3 times a week.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
I've been
Okay,
getting
that's like
so
your
much
go-to office spot then.
Right now, yes.
I love it. And I can't wait to continue to see your series because I'm a huge coffee drinker.
Yeah.
Like I love Vegas coffee shops. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like recently I've just been kind of stuck in the house.
Yeah.
But so I need to start adding these to my list.
Yes.
So exciting. Okay, so tell me a little bit before you got to Vegas. Where were you? What were you doing?
Girl. Okay. What wasn't I doing? I feel like I was everywhere. Okay. So before I came to Vegas, I was in the fashion industry. So I helped a lot of fashion producers. I helped a lot of like runways happen, basically. I helped designers choose their models, model castings. And then I volunteered a lot. So that's how everything started. I volunteered a lot at Miami Swim Week.
Okay.
Fort Lauderdale Swim Week, and then one of the bigger fashion producers there pulled me aside and they were like, hey, like we love like the way you're taking this like as if you've been here all the time, like the way that you're working, your work ethic, do you want to like really come on the team? And I was like, oh, I didn't expect that because I actually wanted to be also around that time, I wanted to be a fashion stylist. So I was like okay, like let me just try it out. Did a contract, talked for like a month about the contract, you know. It had a lot of social media content creation in it. And I was just like, okay, I'm more of the photography girl. So I was like, okay, fine. So I did it. And then from there, it just skyrocketed. I became like the BTS person who took all the content for the BTS. And then I ended up taking over the social media for that fashion producer. And then being under his belt, it just opened up so many things. I started to do like event production, like I said, like model castings. Like I would have to be the one to host them. And then I would be at designers' houses at like 3 a.m., like their personal homes. And they're like, this girl, like, do you think she'll look good here? And I'm like, yeah, I think she would look better than this and that. So it was very much fashion world, but still had that like social media content creation intertwined with it. And then it just kept branching out. Like it kept having like more under my belt. And I think it just made me who I am now. At the time, it was a lot of work. I was up really late. I work like 40 minutes away from my hometown. So it was a drive all the time. And it was hard, but
sacrifice.
It was, yeah, but it was fun. It was really fun. And I'm very appreciative of it. And yeah.
That's amazing. And how old were you at the time?
So when all of that started, I was 23.
Wow.
Yeah. So when all of that kind of came about, I wanted to do like fashion styling. I wanted to go to New York for it. It was a whole thing. And then I realized so quickly, like, I don't think I want to be a fashion stylist. I think I just like the creativity behind it. And then that's how everything became where I'm at now, where it's like, okay, it's the creativity part that I love about little things.
She's like, I love the creativity. Yeah.
But it became like little things here and there that just intertwined with like the creativity and so.
Oh my gosh, that's so amazing. And then wait, did you go to school?
No.
I love
so
that.
I finished. Yeah.
I'm team no school. I'm
no,
toxic.
same.
But I'm a millennial, so like
toxic.
it was crazy to be team no school as a millennial. Gen Z much more accepted, but yeah.
That's true. Yeah, I'm also no school. So, girl, like I said, I've done everything. I can't even like pinpoint, but I was in real estate at one point.
I love.
I was in real estate at one point, fresh out of high school, and I said, you know what? I want to like make my mom proud somehow because, you know, me and my sister never went to college. So I was like, I want to make her happy somehow. So I did real estate, did the whole course, and then found out it wasn't for me. And that's just like kind of how I went about life. Like try them out, try everything out. And then if it's not for me, you can always like pivot. You know, I've always felt that way. So did real estate, was not for me, and I started to be like, oh wait, what if like interior designing or like interior decorating? And it just, the creativity just kept coming back, and like I kept trying to find that in everything, and it's kind of like I was pushing it away at one point because I was like, no, there's no way I can make a full-blown living out of like my hobby, which is like photography at the time. And I just kept pushing it away, but it kept coming back.
Yes.
So then real estate didn't work out, but I had it in my back pocket for 2 years because I think in Florida it's like every 2 years you have to like renew it.
Yeah.
So I had it in my back pocket, made my mom happy, and then on the side I started a jewelry business.
I love it.
Started a jewelry business. Tried that out for like a year and a half. It was great. Started with sunglasses, then I went to jewelry because I love jewelry. Realized I just love jewelry. I don't have to sell it. Like, you know, so did that. And then, yeah, I just kept pivoting, and I never looked at school for it, especially because of like creativity wise. I'm like, where can I fit there? I was thinking about school for fashion, but I was like, I just feel like you don't need school for stuff like that. So.
No, just throw yourself in it. I mean, what you got when, you know, underneath that mentor's, you know, leadership, I'm sure is so invaluable, and you learned so much more from being under his wing than anything you could have learned in school.
Exactly.
So sometimes you just gotta throw yourself in it. And how did you get that opportunity?
So with the fashion?
Yeah.
So I was volunteering a lot.
Like,
so,
you just DM'd, emailed.
So,
what did you do? Like, what happened here? I need step by step.
So I actually cold emailed Fort Lauderdale Swim Week, or Fashion Week at the time. So for them, they were very small, coming up a little bit, kind of getting a little buzz. Miami Swim Week is like huge. Everybody knows Miami Swim Week. But yeah, so they were getting more of like recognition, and so I was thinking about it a lot. And I was like, maybe if I email them, they'll see my email because they don't have like millions and millions of followers.
Right.
So emailed them, And yeah, it went from there. They were like, yeah, sure. Like, can you actually come by? They had like a fashion home type of thing. And they were like, can you actually come by next week this time? It was around April. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. And clicked with everyone. Everyone was super cool. And then out of that, they realized, okay, we need like a lot of volunteers. So then it was like a group of us, which was cool. It was fun. And everybody was in their own world. And it was really fun. We were all collaborating. But yeah, it was just cold email, and I got lucky. And then there was like small groups, and there was like one person to do specific things. So I was the one to check all the models in and make sure like they had their numbers and stuff like that for the model casting. That was like the first one. And that was my first day. Wow. And I got picked up from the fashion producer. He's like, hey, like, I love your work ethic. Like, the way that you're working, I need you in this team. Yeah.
I love
it.
So
that's how it happened. I just shot my shot.
I love that. And again, I feel like sometimes people, they might see someone and think, oh, things just fall into their lap. But like cold email, shooting your shot, working as if you are getting paid when you're not. It's like those things do pay off.
They do. Someone's always looking. I didn't see him until he came up to me.
Wow.
He was one of the, I forgot what it was called, but one of the people picking the models, like watching them walk and stuff like that. And I was kind of like outside of like the whole like walkway of where the model like shows their strut and stuff. So I was kind of outside checking everyone in. So I didn't really see much until like people like started to like leave and stuff like that. But I didn't see him at all until he came up to me and he's like, hey, what was your name? And he introduced himself and he showed me like all his pages and I was like, oh wow, okay. And then yeah, he was like, I love your work ethic. And yeah, he's like, I've been watching how you've been handling this volunteer, like no payment, like volunteer position. Yeah. And he was like, we need you on the team. And yeah, from there. So shoot your shot.
Shoot your shot. And also have the discernment. I think sometimes when people are coming up, they can be like, well, I'm going to get paid for that. And just like, hey, get your foot in the door, show up, prove yourself, and then, stand your ground on your worth once you have put in the reps. 100%. But sometimes you just got to throw yourself out there.
You do. Yeah, you have to. And sometimes you may have to literally be scrubbing the toilet. Yeah. But let's say you're scrubbing the toilet. My dad always said, as long as I'm in somewhere where I want to be, I will scrub the toilet, I will scrub the floor, but I am around the people I want to be around, and I'm around where I want to be. And so, like, growing up, when he would always say that, that's, like, in my brain. And I'm like, you know what? Free work for me is not really free work because I love what I do, you know? So for me, if I didn't have bills, girl, trust me, I would be doing everything for free. I would love to do what I do for free. Trust me. But everybody has to eat, you know, nowadays. So I just, you have to shoot your shot and you have to kind of like let go of that ego and not only go for like stuff that is payment, of course. Right. Everybody has like bills to pay, but if knowledge is power, honestly, in my eyes. If there's like a position where you can volunteer but you're in the room with like 5 people that you've always wanted to like see where they are and how they got there, I'm there. I don't care. I will go in there and scrub the toilet because I want to pick your brain. I want to have one conversation with you because you're all the way up where I want to be, you know? Yes. So, I agree.
It's so true. And shout out to your dad for ingraining that in you. I mean, you said he was an entrepreneur. Is that where you got, it was his mindset kind of what shaped you and your work ethic?
So, yes. So he, he's like literally the same as me. So he does like everything. So in New York, so I was born in New York, raised Florida. I basically say Florida because I was in New York until I was like 4. Yeah. Like, so in New York, he had his whole like station by himself. Like basically kind of like this, honestly, like a it wasn't a podcast, but it was more like a TV channel. Like literally full-blown channel. So cool. He had everything. He would work everything himself. He is a Taurus, so he's like, I can do it myself, like, you know. But he would do stuff like this where he would bring people on, talk to them, and it was a full-blown like TV channel in New York. Wow. So my mom would have to switch off me and my sister. So like when my mom would come home, my dad would have to go to work. And they would switch us off. So sometimes I would have to go with my dad to his job because my mom's like, hey, like I need to pick up, you know, the shift or something. So me and my sister would go. And the funniest thing he recently told me, actually, I was always fascinated by like the camera, the directors, I was always the one like eyeing everything and seeing how everything works and like the background of everything. And my sister was more like the chill one, like, oh, this is cool, like whatever, you know, she's older than me. But yeah, so he is TV producer, videographer, director. Like he's done that his whole life basically. He went to school for it. And yeah, that's basically where I got all of my creativity, my entrepreneurship, that spirit of just go out and shoot your shot and get it done, you know? But yeah, he's a full-blown creative as well.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that. No, I guess, again, there are two things that I feel like are always pop up in my interviews with people.
Yeah.
And it's either their parent, whether it's their dad or their mom or their auntie or their uncle that had this crazy work ethic. And so they saw that and thought, I want to do that.
Yep. Or
there's another thing that always pops up is this mentor that believed in them and took a shot on them. But also the person's work ethic. Like we can't just pretend like they were just sitting there and someone said, I choose you. It's no, these people were putting in work and they had a skill and they learned how to monetize that, whether it was a job opportunity or whatever. And I don't know, I just find that so fascinating that there's so many similarities in everyone's stories.
That's
which is
awesome.
Which is really cool.
I love that.
So how did you end up in Vegas?
Okay, so this is so funny. So honestly, I met my boyfriend in Florida. Okay, crazy story within itself. He actually lived in Florida for 2 years before even leaving California and anything. So he's from California. Now he's in Vegas. But he was visiting his family, and I just wanted to go on a date. Like, this is so funny, but I just wanted to go on a date, honestly. I wanted to get cute. I wanted to dress up. I'm sorry. I wanted a cute dinner. Like, I wanted to have fun. And met him online, and then we clicked insanely. And then from there, that is basically, like, how that happened. He told me he lived in Vegas, and I'm like, I don't do long distance. That's not really for me. Still did it, clearly. And after a year, everything got so like hard to do. Like it was expensive to keep flying. I hate flying. I was terrified all the time. I would literally have to take like sleeping pills. It was so bad. I would be groggy by the time I get to Vegas because I'm just tired from the sleeping pills and stuff. But yeah, so then I honestly, that was obviously basically why I even ever came to Vegas, to be honest. I've never been on the West Coast before that. Like I was always East Coast girly. Yeah. Okay. Never went on the West Coast. But yeah, so after that, we just kept flying to each other, whatever. After a year, the contract ended between me and the fashion producer. So that was kind of my kind of sign, I guess you could say. Do I want to stay where I'm at and be comfortable, or should I jump ship and see what happens? With $1,000 in my bank account, that's all I had. That's all I had, $1,000 in my bank account, and I had that decision. And I called the fashion producer, and I was like, hey, I think I'm not going to continue this, and I think I'm moving to Vegas. And he was like, really? And I was like, yes, of course. And he's like, are you sure? Like, just talking to me about it. And yeah, after that, I kind of made that decision, but then I kept in and out. I was scared, obviously, you know, like I'm terrified. I don't have anyone out here. My whole family's on the East Coast. So I said, okay, if I do this, like I have to go all in on myself. And then I sat back and realized I've always done that for other people. I've always been that one like stepping stone. Like I'm always someone to help you. Yes. But then when I look back, I'm like, dang, like I'm kind of still in the same spot. And now you're like above, you know, like, which is not bad. Great. Love that for you. And I'm happy that I helped you through that. But when I looked back, I'm like, dang, like I'm kind of like, you know, I'm getting older, and what do I have, you know, like how can I start to move my, like, you know, how can I do that? So after like kind of going in and out of like what to do and how I'm going to make this work, my boyfriend calls me and he's like, hey, like I'm actually going to have Christmas like alone. I'm not going to be able to go to Florida for Christmas. And we were actually thinking to move, like he was thinking to move to Miami. So I lived 40 minutes out of Miami. So super small town, Boca Raton. Mm-hmm. So we were thinking to like, he was thinking to do that. He calls me, he's like, yeah. And he's like, and actually I don't want to ask because I just got a promotion. So he's not leaving. So now I'm like, dang, okay, like all the signs, it's like God was like, hey girl, come on, like this door's open, you better run in. Yeah. And everything was just aligning, like the way he got a promotion, so he couldn't go to Florida anymore. And he was like, this is the promotion I wanted. My contract ended, so it was kind of like, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna renew it and keep helping others, or are you gonna finally build something for yourself?
Right.
And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna come for Christmas, I'm gonna spend time with you, and I'm just gonna figure it out. Girl, I never left. I never left. Oh, and had my mom was calling me every day. She's like, so what are you thinking? And I'm like, I don't know, I'm just chilling right now. Mind you, it's like 2 months past. I'm like, I'm just chilling, like I don't know what I'm doing.
Extended stay.
Yeah, but what's funny is that when I got to Vegas, Christmas was great, all that time, but work ethic comes in, you know, like having ADHD, you're constantly like, okay, what's the next step? What can I do? And that's always in the back of your head. You have new ideas. Yeah. I was not even thinking about a creative agency at all. I just wanted to be social media manager at the time, because I've learned so much from having my own business and having to be the marketer for that by myself. I was everything for it. And then the fashion producer, you know, I was doing his socials. And so I was like, okay, I know this is my strong suit. I think this is where I want to be, and I want to be a social media manager. I got my client the first 3 weeks. I was cold pitching everybody. I got one client first 3 weeks. Cherie, love her so much. She believed in me. She took that leap. I had nothing to show. I had nothing to show. And she took that leap. I took the leap of, let's see what happens.
Putting yourself out there. I was like, again, I love take notes, people.
Content creation, did it all for her. And I started from the bottom. Like, I was getting paid. Like, I couldn't even pay my car note. Mind you, I'm not even using my car. My car's still in Florida. Oh. So I was paying my car, like, scrambling around. But I was doing what I love, and I took that as like a sign. And I was like, okay, I got my first client 3 weeks of just being in Vegas. I think it's time. So that's basically how I ended up in Vegas. And I told my mom, like, after she would call me all the time, and she's like, what are you thinking? Like, where's your head at? Because my mom, you know, she's Peruvian, Latin mommy. She wants me to be home, you know, forever if I could. But yeah, and I was like, Mom, I think I'm here. Like, I think this is where I want to be. And I was like, so ship out my clothes, ship out my cars. I was like, please and thank you. But no, yeah. And then that year, it was hard. I had to take my boyfriend to work like every morning. Then I had to like plan around his time because we were sharing a car. Didn't have a car. It was a lot. It was very hard too.
Yeah, more sacrifices. Was this 2024?
So I've been here for 2 years now. Okay. So yeah. I mean, the end of because it was the end of 2023. Okay. I think. I don't know. But the time goes by too fast.
It's so fast.
But yeah. And then I just never left. Wow. I literally never left, and it's been amazing where I'm at now because from even like saying that is so crazy to me because creative agency was like the last thing I was even thinking about. It was just still it was crazy because I was still wanting to work for other people, if you can like see that. Like I still wanted to be a social media manager, help people out until I finally got like that big boom of creative agency, like this could help you and shine what you do as well, you know. So
best of both worlds. So explain to me exactly what a creative agency is, and then share more about your business, the name, what you do, and things like that.
Okay, so creative agency is basically everything. How do I explain it? I'm like, what is it not? Like, it's so much.
Because what's the difference between a creative agency and like a marketing agency? Okay, or digital marketing, things like that.
Yeah. So, I mean, the creative agency that I'm creating, I guess you could say, because it might not be perfect in the dictionary what a creative agency is, but basically like where you go for all things like creative. So that's like visuals, that's like branding, just like how you want a brand to feel, business to feel, instead of, for example, marketing is more analytics. It's more like the background of everything, the logistics. Yes, you know, like things like that. I still use like those type of things in my creative agency, of course, for my clients, but I am very huge on like the creativity aspect. So yeah, so it's like photography, videography, like drone footage, everything that you can think about that can make anything like creative, or a campaign creative, or a brand creative, and just stepping out of like a box, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Awesome.
Yeah.
And then so you shot your shot. You were cold DMing, doing what she did best, got some opportunities. And then after that, how did it slowly start to build? Like, how did that come about?
Oh, wow. Okay, so I need water.
Yeah, take a sip, girl. Take a sip. I always need water too. I'm like,
no, same. I'm like, dang. For someone who yaps a lot, how am I?
Someone who yaps a lot. And the Vegas heat doesn't help, let me tell you.
No, yeah. Okay. Whew. All right. So, what was the question again?
How did you, after you got that first client, how did you start to continue to build from there?
Okay. So, after the first client, it became more word of mouth. So that's where I'm huge on being yourself. Yeah. Because with like working with people and working with like clients, being yourself just like jumps you to a million. I think yes, like you really have to be authentic when you are with people, and you know, if they're not for you, you'll know that, discernment, things like that. But it became word of mouth. So worked with her, and then she knew someone in so it was all like estheticians at first.
Okay, I was gonna ask what like field.
Yeah, it was all estheticians at first. Not saying I don't like working with estheticians. I actually love working with estheticians because they love what they do, and it's like an energy because they're like in your face and they're doing so much and they love what they do. Excuse me. But yeah, how did that? Okay, yeah. So word of mouth. Yeah. And then I started to go into esthetician world a lot. She was more of a RN nurse. Like she did like lip injections and stuff like that. That was my first client. And then it jumped to esthetician work where it's like facials. It was like waxing, med spas, yeah, things like that. And it was nice. And I think it was really good for me to start there because it's very aesthetic and it's nice and it's easy flowing versus like where I'm at now. Yeah. But yeah, so that's how that started. It started word of mouth. And then I did not stop the cold pitching. I don't care if you leave me on scene. As long as you saw it, I don't care. I don't care if you say no, because that's what I was already expecting. The least, like the worst that could happen is just a no. We're good. Okay, cool. Like now you know me though. Like I'm Gabby, just so you know. You know, so I've always just been into like cold pitching, talking to people. Even like sometimes I wouldn't even like really cold pitch like that. I would honestly say like, hey, like I love your vibe of like your med spa. I feel like I could really like help you enhance it because I see like this or that. Like I'll like research them, of course. I don't just cold pitch to cold pitch. I make sure I know how I can help
what
them,
their brand is
what
about,
their brand is.
Some random,
exactly. So kept doing that, and then that's when it started to lead more to like creativity work. So still social media manager, content creator for businesses and brands. Like that was all I was at the time. And then it started leading to, it just like, it's crazy because it just started to kind of like branch out, if that makes sense. So then after my esthetician client, I had my first, who was it? I think it was my first like product, I want to say, if I'm not mistaken. I'm like, it happens so fast.
Like it's all a blur.
Yeah, like when something's like for you, I feel like it just snowballs. And once you go all in, it just snowballs. But yeah, after that, it just like was word of mouth, cold pitching, people like trusting me. It was products, like, for example, if someone wanted, like, if they were selling like a product or something, they just wanted like videos of it. And then it became fitness.
Oh.
So then it transpired to fitness. And then from there, I took I took videos of Formation House. If you know, you know. But Formation House, she's like it's a new Pilates studio, but I was helping her out with her like videos and stuff like that. And then it transpired to coffee shops because I'm always there. So then it transpired to coffee shops. And then after the coffee shops, it started to get a little bit bigger on like photo side. So then that's when I was like, okay, I think now it's time to like actually do an agency of some sort. At first I wanted to do social media agency and just keep everything just social media because that's where I was comfortable, you know. But comfortable is not always good. So after that, I was like, okay, let's try to like branch out a little bit here and there. So I wanted to start doing more like campaign work. Like if a business or brand is like dropping something, I wanted to like build a whole campaign around it, kind of like the lead up, the flow and things like that, and see what I could do. And then that's when I was thinking to myself, like, I think a creative agency is what I want to do. And I researched it and I was like, yes, this is what I want to do. It's kind of intertwined with a media production agency, I guess you could say, because people will be coming to me with, hey, I want like new updated visuals and stuff like that. So I guess also media production. But and then it honestly was word of mouth and cold pitching. That's really what it was. And just me shooting my shot. Also, I would be in the rooms as well. That is huge for me. I think networking and just even grabbing a coffee with someone that you like, we did. But like grabbing a I like talk too much with my hands, but you know, literally. But grabbing a coffee with someone, just picking their brain and just seeing who's around, because that's also another thing that I did when I first moved to Vegas. Not only was I cold pitching to work with people, but also to talk to people who had agencies out here. Hey, like, I would love to like grab a coffee, pick your brain, how the industry is out here, and just like, you know, putting my hands in every little basket that I can, even if it wasn't an agency, even if it was a model or anything like that. I just wanted to just talk to people, get to know like the person. And so, yeah, that's really how it transpired, getting into the networking events. And then at the time when I first moved here, there was like no events at all. And I wanted to throw one and I waited too long. But yeah, that's really how it happened. Genuinely, just being in the rooms. I did also a lot of like free stuff. I will say I did do a ton of free stuff, but I've learned so much and it helped my portfolio a ton. Because I don't want to niche down. I'm not pro niche. I'm sorry.
She's anti-niche. You heard it here first.
Anti-niche. I don't care. I don't care. I don't, like, of course you can have some sort of branding,
right? Some
sort of style, of course. But niching down, I just don't think there's no way. I'm sorry, but there's just no way.
Yeah, like, and to each their own. Some people, it's, you know, easier for them to be like, this is the thing I do. I can do it in my sleep and I don't even think twice.
Exactly.
And other people are like, you know, I like to do a little bit of everything and I can still do all those things great as well.
Yeah.
So it's like you really have to find what works for you and what you feel called to, for sure.
But yeah, that's really how everything started to transpire and get into where I'm at now. Just getting in the rooms, doing like a lot of free stuff, getting the knowledge, and connecting with people as people, not just
an opportunity.
Pitching. Like pitching all the time. Like, of course, to businesses I would pitch, but when I saw people like photographers or videographers and they're doing amazing shoots, I want to like know, how did you do that shoot? Like, what got you to do that shoot? Where you are now? Were you born in Vegas, like just
Yeah.
getting to know them, you know.
Right.
So
No, it's so
yeah.
the human behind the business or behind the craft or
Exactly.
skill, for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like you could teach like a master class in starting a business, and especially starting a business in a new city, because that can be
Yeah,
really
that's
scary
true.
and intimidating.
It
when
is.
when I
Yes.
thought I was going to be moving to Nashville, and I thought, oh my gosh, how am I
Oh,
going to
you're
do
not
this?
anymore.
No, because of this guy.
Oh,
yeah. So we're the same
you're like,
planet.
this is a Vegas baby.
Yeah, so I stay put. God said stay put, so we are.
Aw.
But yeah, I thought that's so intimidating, that's so scary, and I know
It
a few
is.
girls that are doing that right now.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, just even if they heard this, it's like, okay, this girl did it, I can do it. Because
Yeah.
what's common sense to you, believe it or not, isn't to other people. Other
Yeah.
people might not think cold DM, cold email,
Right.
ask them for a coffee. It sounds silly, but some people
Yeah.
really don't think about
That's
that
true.
stuff.
Yeah.
So
that's
it's
true.
really great. I feel like people that are looking to start a business or even a
Yeah.
hobby, it doesn't have to be like you have to have your LLC yet. You just
Yeah.
want to dip your toes in something. Find the person who's already doing it,
Mhm.
pick their brain, because it becomes more real to you when you actually see somebody that's
Mhm.
actually doing the dang thing
Yes,
already.
that's true.
You
That
know?
is true.
It
Yeah.
does.
Wait, that's an idea.
I love it. Yes, everyone should be taking notes, myself
Yeah,
included.
yeah.
So listen to whatever Gabby said.
Yeah, right.
Go pitch more often. Like, girl, let's do this. Do this for your son.
Yes.
But
Aw.
yes. So you've worked with some pretty cool brands.
Yes.
Do tell.
Okay. So.
And also do tell how those opportunities came about.
Oh yeah. Oh, they're crazy. Okay. So recently was the Cloud
Yeah.
Foods, which is insane to me. I still think about that. I'm like, how did that even happen? Funny story behind that. I am still building my team, right? I'm still building the creative agency. I'm still very much trying to gather a team, people that I can trust and things like that. But I had a marketing agency. I want to say a marketing agency. They kind of do billboards for like Coachella and stuff like that, for Cloud Foods and things like that. So they actually found me on TikTok.
What?
Because when I woke up one time and I got an email, and that first, it wasn't even Cloud Foods straight up. First, I worked with them for, I want to say like 3 months, like once a month kind of. They would always reach out randomly. But when I first got that email, before like Cloud Foods or anything, it was to shoot at the Strip, one of like the, what's it called? What's that one? Horseshoe.
Okay, yeah.
So it was to shoot like the billboard of that's like on a Horseshoe or whatever.
Yeah.
And I kind of was thinking about it. I was like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, that's kind of random. I hate the Strip. Like, just like the parking part.
Yeah.
I like the Strip within itself, but the parking
Just
part is
getting
just
there is a
Yes,
nightmare. As a local,
exactly.
you're like, no, thank you.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, so they reached out to me, and after they were like, hey, like, we actually found you on TikTok. We saw that you do X, Y, and Z. Would you be down to like kind of just give us like shoot it on your phone? Like, it was just that at first. And of course they were like, this is our budget. Can you work with that? And I was like, sure. And I didn't know. So after I said yes, right? Excuse me. After I said yes, I didn't know and like really looked into to what they were asking. So girl, they were asking for just phone footage, right?
Mm-hmm.
But knowing me, I was like, okay, I'm gonna bring just like extra stuff just in case. You know, you always want to be prepared just in case.
Yes.
So I had my camera bag. It feels like it's like 40 pounds, right? It's hot outside.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. It was like, I don't even know what was happening. It was so hot, and it wasn't even summer. It was hot that day. This backpack was so heavy, and I was like, oh, they just wanted phone stuff. Like, why do I do the most? Like, why am I doing this? But anyways, I didn't realize that they wanted me to run like and take photos of the billboard, but like in 3 different angles.
Oh.
So I had to run like girl. It was bad. I had to run literally, so the side of the horseshoe, the front of the horseshoe, and then the other side of the horseshoe. Mind you, it was like it wasn't even connected, so I had to go up and down escalators. Mind you, it's hot, it's packed. It's
Girl.
packed. It was like 12 p.m.
Oh no.
They reached out to me the same day that morning, and they were like, can you do this at 12 p.m.? And that's the thing, though. That's the thing.
That's the thing.
You got sometime. Look where it got me. You know,
exactly.
That's sometimes
you got opportunity.
You have to. And I was like, you know what? I need to eat today, so I was like, let's just do it. Whatever. Saw that I had to take pictures on 3 different angles, and I was like, okay, like this should be fine. I get there. One is like all the way down like the street, like where I had to cross the street. I had to go up the escalator, go to the right, and then I had to come back, take some like in the middle of like where this guy's like singing. It's like in my ear. I'm like standing there trying to focus. People are trying to take pictures. Like people are literally trying to take pictures, and I'm trying to take pictures, and they're like, oh sorry, and I'm like I'm just trying to take this picture. Mind you, they also added in videos, so I had to do videos, and then I had to run to the other side, and I had to do that probably like 5 times. This girl's like texting me. She's like, hey, like, did you get it done? Like, and I was like going insane. I was sweating. But I was doing it with a smile. I was like, you know what? This is just what I got to do. This is what I have to do. It is what it is. Yeah. So I already said yes. They're already like told me the payment, everything. And I can't go back on my word just because it's hot outside. Yeah. Like, come on, Gabby. Like, let's do this. So, yeah, I did that. And then they were like, okay, thank you so much. Like, we love these. These are perfect. Dropped it in the Google Drive. And that was it. Didn't hear from them after that. They paid me. Everything was fine. And I was like, okay, that was interesting. Like, that was fun. Next time, now I know, you know? Yeah. So they reached out to me again. The second time, now I knew, you know, what was going on. So I was more prepared. I didn't bring anything else. I said, phone, you want it on the phone? That's all you're going to get. Like, okay. So did that with under like 30 minutes. It was great. Good time. Delivered that. They were like, thank you so much. Like, we can really like count on you. And like, you know, they started to see like, I will get it done, you know? And yeah. And then the third time was the Cloud Foods. So they actually didn't want me to do it. They were like, hey, do you know anyone who does like drone footage? I don't know. I didn't know at the time anybody who did drone footage at all. So what did I say? I said yes. You said, as if I knew. I do. I was like, oh, of course I do. Mind you, I don't have a drone. I don't know anybody who has a drone. So that same day, I was like, I'm gonna make this work. I'm going to make this work. So I was like, yeah, of course I do. Like, I was like, they're actually under my agency. Like, you know, like, I'm like, you know what? This is where it's gonna start. Like, this is what's gonna do it. I'm gonna make sure. So I was like, yeah, of course. Like, I know someone, whatever. And then they're like, okay, this is the budget. I was like, perfect. Like, let me go reach out to them and see if they're available. They needed it the next day. So next day, 11 a.m. I go on Instagram and I'm like texting all the photographers that I know. I'm like, do you have any friends who have drones? Do you have any friends who have drones? And some of them did. Like, I found out like 3 people that I actually knew also do drone footage. So I was like, oh my gosh, awesome. And then so crazy. 5 minutes later, after I'm like looking at these people's stuff, this one girl reached out to me and she's like, hey, like, I'm not sure if this is something like you're interested in, but my partner does drone footage and he just like kind of started to do it. So he's like, in my eyes, I was like, oh, so he's like hungry for it. He needs like portfolio, you know. Everybody that was looking at, they were actually like above what the budget was a little bit. Yeah. But I was still willing to do it because I'm obviously going to pay. But yeah, so then she was like, hey, like, he also does like drone footage, all this stuff. Looked at his page, has amazing footage. Oh, awesome. Amazing footage, like so great. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is my sign. So I was like, that's so random because she actually wanted to like help me out like BTS wise. So for her to reach out to me like 5 minutes later, it was crazy. It was crazy. Random, crazy. I was like, God, I see you. Don't worry. Yes. Like, I see this. So I was like, okay, let me just see what's up. Go on his page. Like I said, amazing work. And I was like, okay, like, what are his rates, whatever. She gave me his contact, talked to him. His rates were like perfect. It like perfectly aligned. Everything aligned perfectly. I wanted to help him out, of course. He is like younger too, so that's like where my like little like instinct comes in, where I'm like, I want to help him out. Like this would be great on his portfolio, you know? And so I was like, okay, like let's do it. I told him, I was like, hey, this is your payment. I go to her, the girl who like reached out to me, and I was like, hey, like by the way, this is his rate, all this stuff. Just so you know, like it may be like a little extra, whatever, since it's tomorrow. He tells me his drone is actually getting fixed. So now I'm telling the company, okay, never mind, like LOL. Actually, can we push this back to like Thursday? And she didn't respond to me, so I thought she found someone. I was like, dang, okay, like whatever. Mind you, at the time I didn't know it was for Cloud Foods. She just asked me if I knew someone who does drones. And so, or drone footage. And so she reached out to me back finally, and she was like, okay, yeah, like that works, like perfectly fine. I was like, oh, perfect. She's like, this is, yeah. I was like, oh my God. I was like, she's like, this is the creative scope. Sends me it. I see like Cloud Foods, Khloe Kardashian, and I was like, hey, I was like, is this for? I was like, am I reading this right, or are you just showing me an example? Yeah, I'm like, are you showing him an example? And she's like, no, like Khloe will be on it, like make sure like he has like this and that and the third, and these are the deliverables for her and like for her company and all these things. And I was like, oh, crazy, interesting. So ran to him and I was like, hey, we got this in the bag. And I told him, I was like, listen, it's gonna be this. I gave him the creative scope. Oh my gosh, he is awesome. He was so on point, so communicative. And that's one thing that I love, is that the younger generation, when they find a passion, they go for it, and they're so hungry. They are so, he was so communicative. He's like, just got to the spot, just did this. He was sending me like some examples, like, hey, like, do you want this or that? And I was like, you know what? I don't want to tell you what to do. These are just the deliverables. I want to see like your creative work, because I'm also thinking long term as well, whenever I do need him again. So that's literally how it happened. It was so crazy fun. And they found me on TikTok.
That's
I asked her, I was like, so you guys found me on TikTok, like, do you like, how did that come about? And she said we looked up like Las Vegas content creators. And I was like, that's so interesting, that's so crazy, because they found the Collective Room TikTok. They didn't find mine, like mine that I do content creation for, like for myself. So that was crazy.
That's crazy.
And I was like, wow, okay, like hashtags do work.
I was about to say,
yes,
get your hashtags in there, people.
Yes,
and post just, on TikTok, freaking A.
Post on TikTok and just be. I feel like TikTok is such a fresh breath of air, because you could just be yourself, and you don't have to make it so polished, so
performative and polished
and pretty, and you don't have to worry about like editing like that. You know, so
definitely, that's amazing. What a fun story! It's so inspiring. And again, you were putting in the work before you even knew what this brand was. Which again, it just goes to show your work ethic. It doesn't matter if it's for freaking Khloe. Sorry, almost time to wrap up. It doesn't matter if it's for, random business here or Khloe freaking Kardashian.
Exactly.
So you show up.
You show up. You got to.
No matter what.
You got to.
Which is awesome. Okay, well, we are going to wrap up, but I do have 2 quick questions.
Yes.
Well, one, where can people find you?
Instagram, TikTok, the Collective Room.
Yay, perfect. And then my last question is, when you leave this earth, what do you want to be remembered for?
I would say authenticity is key. Being yourself 100% goes a long way. And just, I also want people to say, like, she was someone that always went for it no matter what, because that's, like, there's days where it's hard. There's days where it's easier. Yeah. But no matter what, sometimes you have to do what you have to do, and you keep going, and you don't fall back on your passion. So those are things I want to be remembered for, is just like, go for your passion, because if it keeps coming up in your life, it's for you, and you have to go for it. Just go for it. Be authentic. Be yourself. Your tribe will find you. You don't have to work with everybody. Not everybody has to like you, and it's okay. But just do what you want to do, and don't worry about the outside. Just be authentic. Be yourself. Like, go for what you love, even if it's something so small that you think can't be something huge, or you think you can't do it full time. Just try it out, and try everything out. Try everything out.
Throw spaghetti at that wall.
Everything, and something will stick, and just go for it. Just go for everything.
Awesome. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love it. Thank you. You gave us so much good wisdom and nuggets. It's amazing. Well, thank you, Gabby. I appreciate you for sharing your inspiring story with us. And I can't wait to keep cheering you on from afar.
Same thing.
Thank you so much for being here and spending time with us today. If this episode meant something to you, I'd love for you to share it or send it to someone who needs it. And remember, you're allowed to build a life you actually love. I'll see you in the next episode.